Why Brock Lesnar must be the newest member of the Vision. Triple H has completely buried LA Knight. Sad news for Rhea Ripley. Massive congratulations to Naomi. Drew McIntyre filming a movie during WWE suspension debunked. Andrade El Idolo walks out of major event. The WWE's policies over Samantha Irvin's no-compete questioned. Cody Rhodes' appearance on Raw exposed Triple H's biggest issue. Triple H called an egomaniac. John Cena was behind a groundbreaking WWE announcement. Let's dive right in. Triple H has completely buried LA Knight. LA Knight is one of the top stars in WWE, having been part of some major storylines in recent months. He was involved in a heated feud with the Vision on Raw and was also in pursuit of the World Heavyweight Championship. Despite all that going on around him, Knight's booking has taken a peculiar turn lately. Several signs indicate Triple H may have furtively given up on the megastar. What follows is not a conspiracy theory, but a close analysis of his booking patterns and misutilization on Monday Night Raw of late. The company may have deliberately fumbled the ball on one of WWE's most bankable assets. Here is why we say Triple H has buried LA Knight. Number 1. Booked him in a commercial break segment. LA Knight had been making regular appearances on Raw for the past several weeks. However, the megastar was not part of anything significant in the past 2 weeks, as if WWE abruptly called off all the plans. There were rumors that he had backstage heat for highlighting a fan poster on an episode of Raw, and that Triple H may have stopped his push. That theory only got stronger this week when WWE featured Knight in an interview segment during a commercial break on Raw. The company usually books those superstars in such insignificant segments for whom they have no major plans. The defiant one being in a commercial break segment indicates that Triple H has dropped the ball on him. Number 2. Abrupt exit from the World Heavyweight title picture. LA Knight was involved in the World Heavyweight Championship picture on Raw, chasing the coveted title. Ahead of Saturday night's main event, the 43-year-old sent a warning to CM Punk and Jey Uso, stating that whoever won the vacated world title would have to face him. It looked like Knight was supposed to be the first challenger for Punk's championship. However, WWE abruptly detached him from the World Heavyweight Championship picture when the megastar was riding on red-hot momentum. In a shocking turn of events, LA Knight's direction on Raw took an unexpected turn. The company not only pulled him out of the title picture, but also dropped his feud with the Vision. This is yet another major sign that Triple H buried Knight. Number 3. WWE reserved a mystery opponent for LA Knight. LA Knight will compete in the Last Time Is Now tournament to earn an opportunity to become John Cena's final opponent. However, WWE did not reveal who his opponent would be and instead kept it a surprise. The company only keeps a mysterious opponent when a big name is set to return or debut to make a huge impact and leave fans stunned. In that scenario, Knight doesn't stand a chance against that opponent. He is expected to suffer a major setback this week in the tournament. The only reason Triple H may have booked him against a mystery opponent is to use him as an enhancement talent to elevate his opponent. The company usually does that with superstars for whom it has little to no plans. Number 4. Exclusion from the men's War Games match. LA Knight was involved in a heated feud with the Vision on Raw for the past few weeks. WWE had a great opportunity to put the megastar in the babyface team in the men's War Games match, as Braun Breaker and co. will be in the heel team. This would have put the spotlight on Knight, as he could have battled alongside CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes. Besides, his involvement would have only looked natural, as he has scores to settle with Breaker and Reed. Despite LA Knight's rivalry with the Vision, Triple H did not insert him into this storyline. His exclusion from the men's War Games match indicates that the game may have given up on the megastar. Triple H may have quietly buried Knight. Sad news for Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley made her return on WWE last night on Raw and declared war when she pushed for the Women's War Games match, but it seems that despite having a solid last year in WWE, she has dropped in the PWI rankings. Rhea Ripley was number 1 overall in 2023 in the Women's 250, but dropped to number 3 in 2024 behind Toni Storm and Jordynne Grace. This year, despite being one of Raw's biggest stars and being part of some of the biggest matches at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, she has dropped to number 10. Surprisingly, Ripley is behind Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Io Sky, and Stephanie Baker in WWE, whilst the likes of Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm take the top spots. Io Sky has been widely considered to be the best female wrestler in the world, so it's a surprise that she has been given the 6th spot. Rhea Ripley kicked off 2025 by winning back the Women's World Championship from Liv Morgan on the Netflix premiere show. She later dropped the title to Io Sky, but has remained around the title picture all year and has had some of her best matches. Liv Morgan was having one of the best years of her career up until her injury back in June, so it's a massive surprise that she is outside of the top 10 after the effort she has been putting in to carry the Judgment Day following Ripley's ejection. Tiffany Stratton has also been the women's champion all year on SmackDown until recently, so there was a belief that her ranking would be much higher. But it seems that there are reasons for Moné and Storm taking the top spots over the talent in WWE on both SmackDown and Raw. According to ex-WWE writer Vince Russo, the character that Rhea Ripley has represents a much larger issue that he believes is plaguing the entire roster of the company. On the last episode of Writing with Russo, ex-WWE writer Vince Russo and host Dr. Chris Featherstone spoke about an array of topics, including the use of AI to generate storylines. Host Dr. Chris Featherstone mentioned the issue that when you have a superstar like Braun Breaker, WWE isn't doing him a favor by having him run in circles. Featherstone believes that Breaker has become just another name on the roster, and Vince Russo named Ripley, Damian Priest, etc., and said that this issue of characters not having layers to them is a deeper issue. Who is Rhea Ripley? Who is Damian Priest? That is across the board. There are no layers to these characters. That's the beautiful thing. When characters have layers, you put them together and you can tell the best story. If everybody is just a wrestler, you're getting wrestling. That's it. Massive congratulations to Naomi. Congratulations are in order for WWE star Naomi. The Glow has taken a break from in-ring competition after announcing her pregnancy, but her efforts this year have been recognized. Naomi was the women's world champion before she had to relinquish her title due to her pregnancy. Still, her achievements have been honored, as she made it to the top 10 of Pro Wrestling Illustrated's PWI Women's 250 for 2025. She found herself placed at number 9 in the list, ahead of fellow WWE star Rhea Ripley. The WWE star also shared her reaction to the news in a post on X. She posted a caution emoji followed by a smiling one as she reshared PWI's top 10 female wrestlers list. Naomi had a highly successful year, especially after she underwent a character change and turned heel. She started the year by holding the Women's Tag Team Championship alongside Bianca Belair after replacing Jade Cargill in the team. It was then revealed that she was behind the attack on Cargill that put the former AEW TBS champion out of action. Even though she lost to Cargill at WrestleMania 41, her work as a heel impressed fans. She would then go on to win the Money in the Bank ladder match in June. She then successfully cashed in her briefcase during the main event match between Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai for the Women's World Championship at Evolution. She defended the title against the two stars at SummerSlam, coming out on top. As Naomi stays away from WWE due to her pregnancy, Rhea Ripley recently gave her a new name. The Glow took to X to post a picture of her baby bump, and in the caption called on Ripley to address her as Big Mama. The Eradicator was quick to respond and was happy to comply with her on-screen rival's wishes. The Trinity Fatu Big Mama, Ripley wrote in response. With PWI's Women's 250, Big Mama has more to celebrate as she awaits the birth of her first child. Drew McIntyre filming a movie during WWE suspension debunked. Despite Dave Meltzer claiming on Wrestling Observer Radio that McIntyre was being written off television to film a movie, PW Insider has confirmed that isn't true. According to the report, McIntyre's suspension is purely part of his ongoing storyline on SmackDown and has nothing to do with any outside projects. His absence is said to be a planned creative move designed to build tension and add more depth to his current feud. The confusion started after McIntyre's chaotic actions on the November 7th episode of SmackDown, where he stormed the ring during Cody Rhodes' non-title match against Aleister Black and attacked the referee. SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis then appeared on stage to announce McIntyre's indefinite suspension without pay. Meltzer's claim that the suspension was connected to a movie role quickly spread across wrestling media, but PW Insider's update confirms it was simply an angle to move the storyline forward. McIntyre has been at the center of one of SmackDown's most intense rivalries, clashing with Cody Rhodes following their brutal Hell in a Cell match and his championship loss. The suspension now serves as a storyline reset while WWE plans the next chapter in his character arc. Do you think WWE made the right call keeping McIntyre's storyline going instead of writing him off for a movie project? Andrade El Idolo walks out of major event. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, former WWE star reportedly walked out of the Crash's 14th Aniversario event in Mexico after finishing his scheduled meet and greet appearance. Meltzer stated that Andrade abruptly left the venue because he was unhappy with something related to the show, though the exact issue remains unclear. Andrade, who was booked for the Crash's 14th Aniversario show, left the event after fulfilling his meet and greet obligations. The reason for his abrupt departure was that he was unhappy with something at the show, Meltzer reported. This latest episode adds to a string of professional twists for Andrade, who was fired from WWE in September under what's believed to be a with-cause termination. Despite the release, Andrade made a surprise appearance on AEW television on October 1st, attacking Kenny Omega and aligning himself with the Don Callis family. However, that angle was immediately shut down after word surfaced that Andrade's WWE exit came with a one-year non-compete clause, preventing him from wrestling for any US-based promotion during that time. Since the clause reportedly applies only within the United States, Andrade shifted his focus to Mexico, winning the Crash Heavyweight Championship last month. His sudden walkout this weekend now puts that title reign, and his next career move, under serious question. Andrade's first AEW stint between 2021 and 2023 was already marked by turmoil, including injuries and a backstage altercation with Sammy Guevara. Still, reports suggest that he parted ways with Tony Khan on good terms, and his short-lived AEW return in October hinted at plans for a bigger storyline once his legal situation clears up. Andrade's departure from the Crash show could mean deeper issues behind the scenes, but one thing's clear: his professional path remains as unpredictable as ever. Do you think Andrade's latest walkout will hurt his future in AEW, or could it be part of something bigger brewing behind the curtain? The WWE's policies over Samantha Irvin's no-compete questioned. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo recently spoke about Samantha Irvin being locked into a 2-year non-compete. The star recently shared some shocking details about her deal. Samantha Irvin was one of the most beloved personalities in the WWE broadcast crew. She made a name for herself with her signature announcement style and charisma. However, the star asked for her release and was let go by the company in October last year. She recently shared on social media that it has been 1 year since she left WWE. WWE and has one more year remaining in her non-compete clause. This week on Writing with Russo, the veteran writer questioned why stars never fought back against extremely long non-compete clauses. He felt some stars should have sought legal help to bust the non-compete issued by the company. Russo claimed there was no way a 2-year non-compete would stand in front of a jury. I don't know how they don't do anything about it because, my God, how do you not go to a lawyer and say, listen man, I'm in this profession, this is what I can do, they're not paying me, I can't not work for 2 years. There's no way that's going to be withheld. There's no way, man, that's going to stand, Russo said. Samantha Irvin's revelation about her 2-year non-compete got fans talking about WWE policies. Many believed that such a harsh rule would not stand in a court of law. Samantha, however, noted that she was grateful for the memories she created while working for the company. It will be interesting to see where the talented ring announcer shows up after her non-compete is over in October 2026. Cody Rhodes' appearance on Raw exposed Triple H's biggest issue. This week's episode of WWE Raw has officially kicked off the build for Survivor Series War Game. However, what came as a big surprise was Cody Rhodes' involvement on the show last night. The WWE Universe watched in stunned delight as Rhodes, the face of SmackDown, strode onto Monday Night Raw to save CM Punk and Jey Uso from a beatdown by The Vision. The pop was seismic and the visual was electric. Yet, beneath that excitement lies a dark truth, one that casts a long shadow over Triple H's creative leadership. Cody Rhodes did not appear on Raw because the story demanded it. He appeared because SmackDown has no story left to tell. The Blue Brand's main event scene is almost dead, with no top stars at the forefront. Rhodes' appearance on the Red Brand highlights this critical problem Triple H has been struggling with. Survivor Series is one of WWE's major premium live events, and the American Nightmare should have been in a high-profile feud on SmackDown. However, with Drew McIntyre being suspended last week, the Blue Brand has no credible names left to step up against Cody Rhodes. As a result, Triple H had no other choice but to bring the American Nightmare on Monday Night Raw and involve him in the Men's War Games match. Despite holding the undisputed WWE Championship, Rhodes has become a refugee, forced to seek relevance on the Red Brand. This showcases the lamentable condition SmackDown's main event scene is currently in. The absence of legitimate challengers on the Blue Brand is not merely a gap. It is a chasm. Triple H has barely tried to revive SmackDown's main event scene after Jacob Fatu's injury. Despite having stars like Aleister Black, Carmelo Hayes, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford on the roster, WWE has miserably fumbled to establish credible challengers for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes' involvement in Raw's storyline exposes the fragility of SmackDown's top-tier scene. That is one of the many reasons behind the American Nightmare's involvement in the Men's War Games match at this year's Survivor Series. However, Triple H might also have an underlying motive behind that. The game has been in the bad light of late due to the degrading quality of the weekly shows and premium live events. Therefore, he may have decided to go all out for Survivor Series this year and give fans a star-studded show. Triple H seemingly wants to bring all the top stars of the company together under one roof for one night. CM Punk and Jey Uso, two of the hottest stars on Raw currently, will be in the babyface team in the Men's War Games match this year. Rumors have been swirling that Roman Reigns will also be part of it. By putting Cody Rhodes in the same team as Punk, Reigns, and Jey, WWE wants to build a high-profile alliance that would exude brilliance and star power. Hence, this appears to be Triple H's grand plan behind Rhodes' involvement in the Men's War Games match. It will be interesting to see how things shape up in the coming weeks leading up to Survivor Series. Triple H called an egomaniac. A WWE veteran has blasted Triple H, referring to him as an egomaniac. The game has come under fire recently for some of the promotion's booking decisions and has also been called out for making himself the center of attention. This week on Raw, WWE's chief content officer kicked off things and introduced John Cena for the final time in front of his hometown in Boston. This didn't sit well with many fans online who thought Triple H's presence was not needed. Now, taking to X, former WWE writer Vince Russo has blasted the cerebral assassin. Russo posted a question asking if there is a bigger egomaniac than the 14-time WWE World Champion. You seriously have to start asking yourself this question. Has there ever been a bigger egomaniac in the history of the business than Triple H? I'll wait, he wrote. Russo has been critical of Triple H's booking for some time and has even deemed him unfit to lead WWE's creative. Following Triple H's introduction, John Cena addressed the fans before being interrupted by Dominic Mysterio. This led to a match between the two stars, with Cena winning the Intercontinental Championship for the first time in his career. During an appearance on the All In podcast, Triple H said WWE books its shows to build stories and not thinking that they would have a great match. However, in a post on X, Vince Russo called on TKO to replace their current creative team and mentioned Triple H had no idea what a storyline is. If there aren't talks right now within TKO to replace the entire old guard heading at WWE Creative, then they deserve everything that is coming their way. This is not personal against H. He is just not qualified for the job. I'm not even sure that he understands what a storyline even is with his current comments, he wrote. The game continues to face intense scrutiny over his booking decisions, and now there are questions over his conduct as well. John Cena was behind a groundbreaking WWE announcement. John Cena was behind a groundbreaking WWE announcement, according to reports. The Never-Seen 17 made his final appearance in his hometown of Boston as an active WWE star this week on Raw. After being introduced by Triple H to open the show, Cena addressed the fans and talked about his farewell match. He brought up the Last Time Is Now tournament and said that he wanted his final WWE appearance to be a night of opportunity. The Last Real Champion announced that Saturday night's main event on December 13th will see main roster stars compete in exhibition matches against NXT talent through open challenges. According to a report from Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, this idea was proposed by Cena himself after his experience at the Performance Center last month. NXT wrestlers getting matches on SNME was a John Cena call. He loved his time at the WWE Performance Center, Alvarez mentioned. The 17-time WWE World Champion paid a visit to the Performance Center twice in the last month and was grateful for what he learned and the wisdom he got to share. With Cena keen on giving back to the business, it's no surprise that he wanted NXT talent to be showcased on his final night with WWE. He will face the winner of the Last Time Is Now tournament at Saturday night's main event. John Cena's opening segment saw Dominic Mysterio come out to interrupt him. This led to Triple H making a match between the two for the Intercontinental Championship. An entertaining bout saw Cena beat Dirty Dom to win the Intercontinental Championship for the first time in his career. With this, the champ also became a Grand Slam champion. The win marks a major milestone in Cena's retirement tour, with only 3 official dates left before he calls it a day. Why Brock Lesnar must be the newest member of the Vision. Brock Lesnar made a shocking return to WWE in the closing moments of SummerSlam 2025, laying out John Cena with an F5. Lesnar and Cena collided at WrestlePalooza the following month, where the Beast unceremoniously squashed the Cenation leader. That said, after what went down on this week's Raw, Brock Lesnar now must join the Vision. CM Punk, Jey Uso, and the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes have challenged the Vision for a War Games match at Survivor Series. However, the bout is usually a 5-on-5 affair, meaning both teams need 2 more members. This has presented a perfect opportunity for Brock Lesnar to make his return and join the heel faction to battle the babyface team inside the unforgiving structure on November 29th. Before facing Cena at WrestlePalooza, Lesnar reunited with his former advocate Paul Heyman, who introduced him before his match against the franchise player. However, there has been no development in the story, as the Beast incarnate has been away from WWE since the Indianapolis event. With the Vision needing more manpower for the upcoming War Games match, Heyman could call the 48-year-old to join the heel stable. Given the Oracle's history with Lesnar, this would add an intriguing dynamic within the faction. Brock Lesnar joining the Vision in the build-up to Survivor Series would allow him to cross paths with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes once again. Lesnar and Punk had a fierce rivalry over a decade ago that resulted in a no disqualification match at SummerSlam 2013, which the Beast incarnate won. Meanwhile, the American Nightmare was the last opponent Lesnar had faced before his match against Cena. Therefore, given the veteran's history with Punk and Rhodes, he should join Braun Breaker and Co. and face the babyface team inside War Games. When Brock Lesnar was announced to appear at WrestleMania 42, a rumor floated around, suggesting that there are plans for the Beast to face Braun Breaker at the Show of Shows next year. If this blockbuster match is indeed happening, then Lesnar must join the Vision to plant the seeds for it. It would allow a proper build-up and create an intriguing storyline leading up to next year's Mania. The 48-year-old taking over the villainous faction is bound to cause friction between him and the dog of WWE, which could then develop into a rivalry between the powerhouses.